Hi, welcome to Learn, Grow, Bloom. I'm Jodi Case, and I've got my friend here, Jaime. And Jaime, we've just found out we have something in common. We both really like rocks.
Yes, we do. We're sitting here playing with the rocks even before we start.
What we're going to do is we've gathered a bunch, and we have them here in a bowl. But what we're going to do is the task is to sort them. But let's first talk about the different ways that we could probably sort them,
Okay.
because families might, just like some new ideas on how you could sort different rocks. So one of the things, of course, is just by color. So you could sort them by colors, and these are just river rocks. So we could sort them by color, but what's another way we could sort them?
I would sort them by shape, perhaps.
You could sort them, yeah, that's a great idea. We could sort them by shape. And then you'd mentioned something else before we came on. We talked about how they felt. So you could talk even about the texture, some being bumpy and some being smooth. So we could talk about them as well, doing it that way. So I think what we'll do though first is let's go ahead and sort them out by shape first, and let's just kind of see what we get. And I'll have my pile over here, and you can have your pile over
Okay.
there, and we'll just sort by shape. And then something else that's come to my mind is also by size, because there's some that are larger than others, and that's a really good math skill to really incorporate when you talk about different sizes. And then you could even put them in a sequence of largest to smallest, which would be a really great skill for kids to learn how to do, is to put them in sequence of smallest to largest. So let's go ahead and start sorting, if we would.
Okay. That's a rectangle. Some of them, do they really have kind of an odd shape?
They might be. And I have one that's a rectangle here too. That one looks like an ellipse almost.
That one looks like a...
That's a really good ellipse. Look at that one.
Oh, that's a perfect one.
Yeah.
This one's kind of almost a diamond, perhaps?
Oh yeah, it
depending-
is. It looks like one. I can see that one looks like a triangle almost. A couple of these have different edges on them.
There's another
Oh,
square. I
Look at
think.
that one.
Ooh, that
Now,
one's
see, I'm-
gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked though. I think I need to stay on task here. There's another ellipse. Okay, now that we have some of them sorted out, now this is so interesting because you're gonna laugh at me, but when I watch kids, and you probably see your kids do this too, but when we sort things out, look at the different ways that we've sorted so far. Because Jamie's a lineup girl. She's lined hers up, and then I've kind of put mine in groups. I just think it's kind of interesting. And I think sometimes when we watch kids, you find the same different ways that people sort and either line things up. They've got a very meticulous way to do it.
Yes.
And that kind of tells, are you kind of one of those organized persons?
I can be.
See, I'm probably a little bit more random, so that's interesting. So now what we're going to do, since you have a group of rocks and I do too, we're going to take, and what I would like you to do is, we have paper plates, and these just came from Walmart. They're really plates to kind of organize your food so that some food doesn't touch other foods, because some kids don't like that. But we're going to use them today to put groups together.
Okay.
And so what I'd like for you to do is, you have two small groups, two small areas down here. And what I'm going to ask you to do is take some of your rocks and put them in this divider, and some of your rocks and put them in this divider. Okay?
See, I only have 2 of those.
Oh, that's all right. So now you've already kind of done the task. You've already told me that there's 2, because you're able to just look at that and tell me. And that's called subtizing. When you can do that, you can just look and tell me what it is. So what if you were asked, since you know there's one in this compartment and one in this compartment, what if you put them in this size compartment all together?
All of them?
Uh-huh. How many do you have all together?
I still have 2.
You still have 2. But before it was just 1 and 1, right?
So it's a math lesson too.
It is. It's a math lesson. And you could even take it a step further if you wanted to and write down what those numbers look like if a child's ready for that. But really right now, we're just wanting to work with, these are called manipulatives. You want to just work with tools to help build that concrete understanding. So what I have is, I have 3 over here. I just chose 3 because I really liked these different ones. I have 3, and I already knew that those were 3, so that's subtizing. And I'm going to put these over here. And I've got these in the middle. And so what I'm going to do now is count on, because I know that there's 3 here. So by counting on, I'm going to be able to tell you how many I have all together. So I'm going to start out with 3, 4, 5. So I know I have 5 altogether.
And that's called subtizing?
Well, actually, looking at this group over here is called subtizing, because I don't have to count those. I know right away.
Okay.
I can just tell it's 2. But here, when I did this, it's called counting on, because I have 3 already, and I just know that. Some kids can count on right away. They can just start at 3 and go on up to 5. But some children still need the concrete skill of counting one-to-one correspondence, where they have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some children still need that. But there's kids that still will say that's 3, and I can just count on from there, 4, 5, and that's just counting on.
Is that a natural skill that some have? And
Well, it's one of those skills that develops as children understand and have a better understanding of number sense. But you find out where children are in their developmental abilities with numeracy, because if some children are still needing to point to each and every rock to count, you know they're still at the stage where they need to have one-to-one correspondence. But before long, you'll be able to have children telling you that's 2, and then practicing that skill, saying, well, here we already have 2, so let's count on from 2.
when you said one-to-one correspondence, is that just saying that I can put 1 plus 1? I mean, I'm seeing them physically and having them in my hands.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, one-to-one correspondence means that you understand that you're counting one object to
Okay.
go with each numeral as you count. So that would be 1, and that would be 2. Or else knowing that you have 2 in your hand, 1, 2, that's one-to-one correspondence
Okay.
there as well. But knowing that there's 2 there like that, what's that called?
That is called, oh shoot,
Subtizing.
subtizing, that's right.
Subtizing. So,
Thanks for reminding me.
well, you're welcome. It's kind of one of those new words that just doesn't really pop out very
no.
easily.
So we have 3 new vocabulary, well, I have 3 new vocabulary words. Subtizing, counting on, and what's the other? One-to-one correspondence.
Very good. That's great. And just with rocks.
Just with rocks, it was.
Yeah. You can, and you wouldn't have to have these fancy little plates. They're kind of fun, but you could use egg cartons.
Oh, yeah.
You could just use a regular paper plate. So you don't have to have these, but it's just kind of fun to add a little bit more pizzazz to it.
I agree.
It's really cute. Well, go out and start collecting rocks and start counting and playing and sorting as much as you can, because you'll develop those numeracy skills. Thanks for joining us on Learn, Grow, Bloom.